Sky Squad, we are back in the building. And today we have an interview with Belle Collective star Monroe. We will also want to point out Marie's post on Instagram. Now, much of our interview is going to be about what's stated here in this post. So I'm going to read it to you here. It says, "This is the testimony, another federal contract, but I'm a fraud. All jokes aside, y'all, but for real, let me brag on God. When you are covered, there is absolutely nothing you and no one can do about it. Sometimes you have to sit back and let God fight your battles for you. When God is in control, your enemies roar loud, drowning in envy and jealousy. It doesn't matter what they say, when God says yes, no one can say no. The people who work in government know that a company can't be a fraud and continuously get federal contracts. You would be in prison and shut down for good. It makes zero sense. I'm very disappointed that Kingdom Reign Entertainment, Carlos King, OWN TV, and OWN Keep It Real did not do their due diligence to check the validity of that bogus document before airing that erroneous document on national TV. Negative publicity regarding criminal activity on someone's business without verified evidence should never be publicized and is never okay. I had a federal contract pending Friday when the reunion aired that bogus fraud investigation document, but look at God. I was covered. I was awarded the contract with the federal government the very next day. The enemy tried to block and stop it and failed. When God is for you, who can be against you? I'm for sharing my public, authentic life. I have given my all, the good, bad, and ugly of my life. If an investigation happened, Essie and I would have been more than happy to share that experience. It's story. Unfortunately, to Essie and I knowledge, it never existed. We are still in business and our operations never stopped in the 15 years our healthcare business has been established. It sickens me that as Black entrepreneurs, we can't be winning legitimately. We are our own worst enemy. And a bad review someone can make on my business doesn't warrant me trying to send them to prison to defame their character. It's not that deep. That's called evil. Falsely accusing someone of a crime that could affect a person's livelihood and making an attack on children should have a zero tolerance policy across all unscripted reality TV networks." All right. So I wanted to read you guys that first. And with that being said, we will dive into the interview and we will have other interviews that will be soon to follow from the cast. All right. So with that being said, let's dive in. All right, Sky Squad, we are back in the building with the Monroe from Belle Collective. And you know what? I thought it would be fun to do a sort of Belle Collective Season 2 reunion wrap up. And Marie was so kind to take some time out of her schedule to have this conversation. Marie, how are you doing?
I am doing fantastic. Doing great today. Today is a great day. Yes.
Okay. Well, you look good. So that's
Well,
always a good thing.
do I look different today?
Let me see what I think. Look.
Look, my nose a little fat today. I'm inflamed today. So do I look a little different today? I'm dealing with inflammation today, so my face may look a little different again today. So
You look amazing as always.
I'm just teasing y'all. Just a little humor. It's all love.
That's why we love you over here. Okay. All right. Listen. We got to talk about this Instagram post before we dive into anything else. Okay. It seems as though what is happening here is there is something out there that popped up on the reunion that you had no knowledge of before. Is that correct?
That is incorrect. That's incorrect. Okay. And let me elaborate. because a lot of what happened at the reunion, it did not get, none of it got shown. What happened was during filming of So Gucci's Billboard celebration, you know, at that time, Latrice and I, we were coexisting. And after her So Gucci's event, Latrice pulled me to the side. Now this is off camera. So it's Letitia, Latrice, and I. Latrice pulls me to the side and said, "Hey Marie, you know, I want to talk to you." And I was like, "Well, okay." We stepped to the side and she said, "You know, I just want you to know, you know, I want us to move forward. I'm not against you. You know, everything that went on in the past, you know, I honestly, I did not take no part in it. I had nothing to do with that. Absolutely nothing to do with that. But what I want to share with you, just to show you that I'm not against you, you know, I'm for you, and I'm all for women empowerment. I want to show you this document on my phone that somebody sent to me. And I just want to share it with you. It's not me. I didn't go and get this information. Somebody brought it to me. And I just want to show it to you so you can be aware of it. So I tell her, I said, I heard of this on the internet, season 1, of somebody, you know, stating that I was going to prison, going to jail for fraud, and this, that, and the other. To my knowledge, I don't know anything about that. And so when I was looking at the document that she had on her phone, the first thing that stood out to me, let me just say this first. To me, Essie's knowledge, I've never been federally investigated on no type of level. Nobody, no agency ever reached out to me about auditing us or informing us that we were under an audit. Never in my career. So when I looked at the document, when the first thing that stood out to me that alerted me that it was something terribly wrong with this document was the fact that it read, Hamilton Davis Home Care Agency is being audited for a gross receipt of $60 million for the year of 2015-16. Let me just be perfectly clear. I don't believe in fabricating my life and flexing. Okay, I'll take the $60 million. But there is no way my agency made $60 million, not in 2015 and 16. If the federal government is auditing you, they're going to know exactly how much your company made. They have access to those records. So I tell Latrice, I said, "Listen, baby, whoever sent you this got to be bogus. Because I don't know anything about it. And my company did not make $60 million, not in 2015-16. So whoever sent you this document, you tell them to suck my ass. That's what you tell them to do. Because Hamilton Davis is not going nowhere. We're here to stay. If I close my doors, it's because I want to close my doors. Not because I'm doing or I have done anything illegal or unethical. So she said to me, no, I'm not gonna tell them nothing. I just wanted to share this with you that it was brought to me. That's what she said. So I'm thinking, okay, I didn't think no more about it. Letitia was present. Well, during the reunion, when things popped off, Carlos asked with Letitia, Letitia, she asked Gucci first. So Gucci was like, nah, I didn't see that. Like, y'all helpers wasn't paying my event no attention. Like, y'all wasn't paying, like engaged, like, where were y'all? She was teasing us. So that's what they played out at the reunion. So Letitia say, well, yeah, Carlos, I witnessed Latrice pulling Marie to the side and showing her this document. She said, I didn't see it, but I saw her showing it to her. So I witnessed her pulling her to the side. So Carlos turns to Latrice and say, Latrice, why would you bring this here? Why did you do this? Well, I knew she was going to come for me and this, that, and the other. So my thing is this here. This is the problem that I had with it. how are you gonna come to me and tell me that you want to move forward? The same thing that she did in season 1 on camera, and some of the stuff that she said season 1 on camera to me, like, Marie, you are a role model. I see some of the things that you're doing, and for the community, you have billboards. You're somebody that I can look up to. I want us to go to dinner. Let's move and talk because I can learn from you. Let's move, forward on the right track. But then you turn around and do little snake stuff. So back to Letitia, to the situation. How are you gonna bring me a document that somebody brought to you and say, hey, Marie, I want us to move forward. I'm showing you this because to let you know I have nothing to do with this, but I just want to know what somebody brought to me. And you take that same document. You mind you, we fit in together after this. We're good, we're okay. We're coexisting in the same space. We get to the reunion and you bring this same document to try to use against me. So when she did that, oh man, I cleared that bitch with her. I did. And I'm just gonna be honest, I cleared that reunion with her. None of that got shown. Because how you gonna do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna try to show me that you want to move forward and you want to put everything behind you, and we move forward, and you try to humiliate me with a bogus document, which she got angry about, that did not hit the TV. Like all that crying she was doing on TV at the reunion. She wasn't crying about Letitia and Glenn. She was crying because I set that bitch out with her up in there. None of that made the reunion. I mean, I cleared it. I cleared the stage with her. What happened was, my issue is, if I'm going to come on TV and put my authentic life out there, everything that's going on, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything, and the crying that she was doing on that TV, it had nothing to do with Letitia and Glenn's situation. It had nothing to do with it. She was crying because I called her out on her bullshit. If I'm gonna come to the TV, if I'm gonna give my real life, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything, I'm pouring it out. I'm giving my entire life. And you gonna want, and here you got Latrice over here trying to uphold a certain image. She want to be this beauty mogul. She want to display the stuff, the materialistic things, and uphold a certain image to her fans. She's fabricating her life. Yes, Carlo asked me, I feel like I gave Latrice's story, season 1 and 2, and I did. And as I kept talking, she kept interjecting, stopping me. Kept on. Wouldn't let me get her sentence out. And so I had to tell her, look, bitch, chill out. Like, he's talking to me. Like, let me talk. I'm speaking. She won't let me talk. So my thing is, Latrice, when she filmed, is always on her green screen, and when she's filming, Marie. Zaddy. She always talking about me. Like, I don't have an issue with, whatever this ongoing beef she's trying to carry on for storyline with me. But when you start attacking my business, my brand on the level that she's doing it, this is far beyond a bundle of hair, which was a storyline that I gave her. I don't have a problem with her making stuff up. Like, if she wanted to carry out a line, keep drama going, that's fine. The issue that I have is the issue between she and I is beyond a bundle of hair. Because a bundle of hair don't warrant nobody saying that you are committing a crime. I'm not going to turn around and try to track down every person that gave me a bad review and say that they are committing a crime. That's serious. You see what I'm saying? All of this don't warrant a bag of hair. So people say, well, you came for her business first. For one, I didn't come for her business. That was totally false. And she knew that. I gave her story. She needs story. And I'm not going to keep speaking on that. My thing is, with that bogus document, the network, Carlos, Kingdom Reign, they all should. My thing is the validity, the validity of that document should have been verified before putting that on national TV. Make sure that that's a real document and it's legit. And an investigation did indeed happen. Because that could have affected my federal contracts that I had pending at the time. I could have lost contracts. So the only reason why I made that post, I could have lost them all because of a false allegation. That's serious to accuse me of a crime that I have not committed. That's serious to me. And I'm not, and I just feel like, I give my all, my entire life story. And I don't feel like that I don't get paid enough to jeopardize me losing everything that I have, to be on TV or to even share my life story. I just feel like that my life story, I feel like my story is too real. It's too raw. It's too authentic to even really coexist with the collective. I just feel like I don't fit anymore because the portrayal of who I am in my, in my life and everything that I have going on, it like to turn and to display and to show, like everything that I have going on in my business, the positives, and to come right behind it and keep shedding light of my business in a negative way, as far as like I'm a criminal, I'm a fraud. Like I don't need that for my brand. I can't do that. I can't keep letting them shed my business in a negative light, given that that fraud allegation light. I can't. My business can't sustain that. It can't. I can't keep letting that happen. It's too much at this point. It's too much. If I lose my business and contracts, right, it'll affect my livelihood. It'll affect my livelihood. In Essie, the psychiatrists, the nurse practitioners, the doctors, the licensed professional counselors, the mental health therapists, the home care workers. This will affect so many families across the state of Mississippi if if my business operation get put on hold. Even though it's a lie, it don't have to be true. So a person could say anything, and it don't have to be true. A person can say anything. A person can say you assaulted them and go file charges. They're gonna arrest you and humiliate you, and you have to prove you didn't do what they say you did. Why lie on somebody? Why this girl keep taking jabs at me for no reason? And then when I pop out, then they want to say Marie Monroe is crazy. Like at this point, like sometimes people can bring out the worst in you, and I don't want nobody to bring out the worst in me. And at this point, she did that shit twice to me. The first season, okay, that Kaylin took the fall. The white girl took the fall for it. Here it is, season 2. They started shedding light, this fraud allegation. The third time, it won't be a third time. So I'm not going to allow myself to, I'm not going to put myself in a position for nobody to bring out the worst in me. Because at this point, I want her head. If she say fraud, I'm just telling you, and people who know me, I'm not a violent person. I'm a very loving person, giving person, but I'm human. And that's what I refuse to do, is let somebody bring out the worst of me. If that girl say fraud to me one more time and I have to film with her, I'm telling you, I'm going to jail and they're picking her teeth up off the floor. So I'm not putting myself in a position to even for it to get to that point where I can become violent. I'm not going to let nobody bring out the worst in me. But enough is enough. This is like, I get it, y'all. The reality TV thing, it's petty drama, it's catty, and and I can say with my life, everything is real. But I'm giving my all to reality, this reality TV thing, to inspire other women that they can overcome whatever. But to keep going through this is too much. It's too much. When you taking jabs at somebody, trying to send somebody to prison, to put somebody through that, or attacking somebody's children, all reality TV network, every network, unscripted, it should be some type of policy in place to prohibit people taking jabs at other people's children or accusing somebody of some type of crime. That shit shouldn't be tolerated at all. I've had enough of it. I'm just saying, I'm at my breaking point where I've had enough. I had enough of it. If I can't do reality TV and continue to show my, what's going on in my life, that things that I deal with, I'm not trying to protect certain stories. I'm giving it all. I have so much going on and so many stories to tell. You know, only so much get a chance to TV because I'm filming with so many other ladies. I get the drama. I get the petty. People like the entertaining shit. I get it. I'm not opposed to that. But I am opposed to trying to send somebody to jail, accusing somebody of a fucking crime. Like, I have zero tolerance for it anymore. And if my role consists of me having to film with the trees in order to tell my story, then I'm not the right person for reality TV. Because she's going to put me in a position, she's going to keep saying, you like, putting that active. Why summons somebody to come mess with me? Why do that? And she's going to put me in a position for the worst to be brought out of me. And that's what I refuse to do.
Yeah. Well, I know that the show has been renewed for season 3. What is your plan for coming back? Because I noticed you voiced your frustration with having to deal with your business being attacked.
Let me say this. Like, I don't do reality TV to try to land any type of entertainment deal or interviews. I don't even really do interviews. I don't be.
Oh, I know.
No, I don't really do any of that. So I do reality TV to inspire and hopes to inspire other women, other girls who may be going through a similar situation, who can relate to me, to give them hope and to encourage and motivate. That's my goal. And of course, you know, drama comes with it. You know, I don't mind. I'm a very vocal person anyway in my real life. And I don't sugarcoat and I don't play games with people. I'm very direct, upfront, outspoken. I love hard, very loyal. If I'm your friend, I'm gonna tell you things that you need to hear and not things that you want to hear. I'm that type of person. As far as filming, I don't know. At this point, I have not decided. I just don't know. But what I can say is this: I don't want to be a part of anything where my business is being displayed in a negative light nationally. You know what I'm saying? That's my brand. I don't get paid enough to jeopardize losing everything, because if I lose my business, who gonna take care of me? Who gonna fund me the type of lifestyle that I'm used to living? You know, it's just not worth it. I can't keep letting my business be displayed in a negative light. Not like that. Not over a bundle of hair. That's not even equivalent to the worth, the net worth of my business. So I don't know. If it takes for me, if I have to film with Latrice, then I'll just eliminate myself. I'm not going to put myself in a position for the worst to be brought out of me. I just say that. So they may not need me, you know, if I can't, if I'm not willing to film with her. And I'm okay with that. I can live with that. I've served my purpose. I accomplished whatever it is I needed to do. And that was to inspire at least one person. I'm just not going to film with her because she's childish.
I have to ask, because I know that the audience will want to know, because it was a big part of your story. How is your mom?
The same. I'm dealing with real life situations. I really am. My life is not a joke. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody can relate to me, and maybe a lot of people I can understand what I'm going through. But I deal with real life stuff. You know, I'm running all these different businesses now. I don't do the work, but like, I'm the executive director. I have to make sure everything is flowing the way that it needs to be. I'm working on opening up clinics. I have bigger fish to fry than to be sitting here entertaining penguins. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's serious. Every second matters in my life when I'm running my business. And then I'm dealing with children. I have my grandson. I have my own health issues. You know what I'm saying? Like, hell, I made a joke about I can come back next season and my grandkids can be my storyline. I can bring all my grandkids in and let them move with me. I can talk about, you know, my female reproductive system. You know what I'm saying? I have heavy periods. Okay, let me go and get a partial hysterectomy. Let me capture that. If I just want to take the easy road out. Okay, let's talk about my cramping and my heavy bleeding. And let me, y'all capture me going to the doctor to have this a partial hysterectomy. We can follow that story next season. I just take the easy road out. Let's talk about my female parts. And I don't have to give my, you know, like what's really going on in my life, in my household. That's kind of like how I feel. I just feel like, and I'm not, and by no means am I discounting all of the other ladies. They are amazing, and they all have their own unique story that they are telling. But like, I don't want my, you know, like my story to be my personal story. The negative publicity on my business as far as these fraud allegations, I don't need that to overshadow the ultimate goal of why I'm on the show.
Understandable.
This ain't nothing against, you know, this is nothing against Carlos and Kingdom Reign. They just need to understand, and the way I feel is, if they're going to put certain stuff like that on TV about my business, like a fraud allegation, that document, because they pulled up, they need to make sure that shit valid. This is not, you know, and this is just not something I envision. I did know that I was signing up to do reality TV and to share my life, the good, bad, and ugly, and I don't have a problem with that. But this fabricated story over here, I can't deal with that. But, and the reason why I made the post was, to me, it was a testimony of how no matter what people do, when God is for you, when God is for you, who can be against you? Yeah, when God is for you. Yeah. And just to show you, when that piece of paper, I had federal pending contracts, right? And I still got some pending ones. When the reunion hit the TV that night, the very next day, I was awarded the contract. That was God. When God is working and when you cover, there is absolutely nothing nobody can do about it. But I don't want that negative light on my business. You know, like when people see Marie, they think about that fraud allegation over there. Like, that shit needs to die. Like, they keep giving that life, that storyline, and it needs to go. Like, I don't need that to be a part of my story because that's not my life. Now, if I'm being investigated, I'll talk about it because that's story. And maybe I can share with other businesses of what not to do, you know? But $60 million, that's insane. I didn't make that in 2015.
Wow. We didn't get a chance to see Essie at the reunion.
No, she was not at the reunion this season, but we both felt like this season was a way much better season than last year. But when like that document hit the TV again, that just pushed her over edge. You know, she's very upset. She's very upset about it. Very. It's almost like I don't even want to talk about, if I decide to do reality TV, I don't want to show that segment of that part of my life. I don't even want to share what's going on with my business. I don't want it to be displayed a negative light, you know, like that.
Well, I will say this. I think that what you and Essie are doing with your business is amazing. And I, for one, am glad that you guys were able to showcase it, because there are other people, especially minorities, that needed to see it. And my hope, selfishly, is that for season 3, we will see more Marie Monroe, more of Hamilton Davis, more of Zuri Marie. I want to see all of it because I feel like you do have an amazing story. And if there's a way to make that work, I'm definitely hopeful for it.
I just don't know. I'm not going to, I have a lot to lose, and I'm not going to put myself in a position, especially when there are no rules and regulations in place.
to prohibit some things from happening. So if there's no boundaries, when the company, or the network, where they don't put rules in place to say, you know what, it's zero tolerance for attacking somebody's child. Children are off limits. Attacking somebody's business, in a criminal way is off limits. Now, this chick has said, you provide some bad service, you got bad reviews over there, you got some bad reviews. I can take that. Not everybody is happy with your service no way. You're going to have people that may complain or may not like you, and that's okay. That makes you better as a business of what to work on and what not to do. So I'm all open for constructive criticism, period. But I just don't know how they're going to make it work, where we are able to coexist. I don't see it happening. I don't see I don't see it working, because she's going to say fraud again to me, and I know she's going to do it because there's no rules in place to prohibit that. That's how. It's just a difficult situation. This is beyond us making a great TV show, and we're displaying our lives and what's really going on. This is like, at this point, this is like some scandalous shit, like a situation where somebody can get really hurt at this point. That's what that's the way I feel about this situation. It's something deep. It's something very personal. This woman Latrice is she's a very insecure woman. If you know, she got like the comment she made about Akeisha. I can run circles around your whole life. Why are you even worried about what somebody else doing? When you're confident in who you are, it don't matter what somebody else doing and what they got going on. It shouldn't even be a comparison, period, about what somebody else got going on. Like, you can't judge success based on, okay, a damn car I'm out there, I drive. Or what I'm wearing. It just, I really don't know. And I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad. I'm not mad, and I'm not angry. I'm very disappointed that my business is being shed in a negative light. That's what I'm, and especially over something that don't even exist. Here it is, I'm doing amazing things, and I'm saving lives. I'm making a difference in a community, and you are overshadowing that with a fraudulent document, like a bogus document. Like, why do that? Do I need that negative publicity for my business? That's negative. Do I want to keep showing my business in that negative light like that? No. I got too many people who reach out to me who's looking to start their own business or wanting me to provide services to their loved ones. I'm making a difference in my community, in this state. I don't need that. If I have to put my business on TV and for it to be shed in negative light like that, I don't want that. I just don't want that. I don't want that anymore. I can't go into a season 3 enduring another one of these. I went through that twice. The third strike is gonna be disastrous. Like, for real. Like, they're gonna eventually they'll have to fire me anyway, because at this point you bringing out the worst in me. And I don't want that. I don't need that. That's not the objective. That's not my goal. That's not what I want. I want to be able to inspire and help other girls and women, give them hope that they can achieve and accomplish their business. I want to be able to help them. That's my goal with this platform, is to be able to help other entrepreneurs, other people who aspire to be entrepreneurs. That's what I want to do. I want to help. I want to serve. And unfortunately, like, this attack on my business is going to prohibit me from being able to achieve what I want to achieve. I'm just frustrated at this point.
Have you been able to have any conversations with the network or with anybody involved in production about this situation?
Really, I don't think it's fun. It's nothing to talk about. It's already on TV. So what am I? Like, what conversation? nobody tell them, hey, you didn't do your due diligence before you put that paper on TV, before you shed light on my business in a negative way. It's already done. It ain't like it can come off. It's what's the damage control and already done. You'll allow that shit to happen twice. It won't be a third time. That's all I'm saying. I give my all. I give it all. I leave it all on the floor when I film. Don't nobody talk to me about nothing when I film. When they show up them cameras, they get raw, real reality. It ain't no scripted nothing when they show up. I'm giving them my all. I'm sharing stuff that's so sensitive and emotional, things that are a detriment to me. I'm sharing, and everybody getting something, and another person get take the easy way out. They want to sit up and talk shit on the green screen about how I'm delusional. Now you delusional. Live your real life. Live your truth. Live your truth. I'm frustrated. I'm very, very frustrated. And I'm not talking about this no more. Like, I'm not doing another interview talking about this right here. I'm not talking about it. Once I talk about it one time, I'm not talking about it anymore. We can talk about something else. But I'm not talking about this no more in an interview. I don't even do interviews like that. And I'm not giving this story to nobody else. I'm not even discussing it no more. Because the one thing they're not going to say is, Marie, you said this over here. Okay, well, you said that over there. I'm not getting off into that. I'm going to say it right now. And that's going to be the end of it. All that Latrice stuff, like, I'm tired of that. It's just so dead, and I'm sick of it. Like, why try to create something that that don't even exist? That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna live my real life, and a problem don't exist between me and Latrice. If she have a problem with me, it's she the one jealous and envious. Period. Live your real life. Everybody in Rankin County know that's your husband laying, that's his stuff. You hide behind him. Live your truth. You said it yourself, that's your husband's stuff. And that's okay because that's your spouse.
Before we go, what would be your message to anyone else who wants to get into reality TV, given that you've done 2 amazing seasons and given us a lot of great content? What would you say to the next person who is coming into this space?
Don't sell your soul for number one. Always be true to your authentic self. And if your livelihood is compromised in any way, don't do it. Always stay true to yourself. Whatever content you put out there, make sure it's real. It's happening or it happened. Do not put out a lie. Stay true to yourself. But if you do it, but if it comes to a point where if it's a detriment or if it's going to affect your livelihood in any type of way, it's not worth that at all. If it gets to that point. And so that's where I am now. Like, I'm not going to move forward if my business is going to be shown in a negative light. It stops there. I'm not doing this just to try to look cute on no reality TV. That's not me. I got on flip-flops, baby. I don't try to keep up a certain image. You know what I'm saying? Or trying to want to just be on TV just to flex and say I'm on TV. That's not my goal. That's not why I do it. I do it to inspire. So I tell anybody, don't do it for the right reason.
Well, we will continue to follow Marie Monroe's journey because we still have Instagram. And so we can still follow and see exactly what you're doing, the businesses that you're doing, and how you're helping other, women and minorities build their own businesses. So I do want to say thank you for that. And can you tell people anything that you have coming up before we go?
Oh, absolutely. What I have coming up is another project that I'm currently working on is housing for individuals with intellectual developmental disability. to put them transition them into a home-like setting. So that's a huge project that I'm working on in the state of Mississippi. It is called supervised living.
Okay.
So in under supervised living, there are, different components. You have the regular supervised living, medical supervised living, and behavioral supervised living. So, that's something that I have that I'm currently working on in the state. Is creating housing for those individuals. Thank you, Richie, for bringing me on, and I thank everyone for tuning in to just kind of hear my side of the story.
Absolutely. We thank you for stopping by. I know you got a busy schedule, so thank you. And if you ever decide to stop by again and just chat us up about what's going on with Marie Monroe and Hamilton Davis, let us know. We always here, because once a reality TV personality, always a reality TV personality. So you are always welcome back here anytime. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Skye Squad, listen. Marie Monroe signing off for this interview. Hopefully, we will catch you guys in the next video.